Well, hello there. How are you? I am Dr. D. Franey with My Yes Life, and this is Tea with D, where we're drinking up a whole lot of life truths along with some coffee, maybe tea, maybe even some wine, because really this is a judgment-free zone, friends. So I am a life coach, and I've been helping people for the past I don't know, almost 6 years now, clean up the stuff that's the garbage thoughts that are floating around in their big, beautiful brains. I teach people how to be the leaders of their brains so that they can create a better life, right? The stuff that's rattling around in our brain creates our emotions, and our emotions are our experience in life, right? So I am super stoked to talk about mental health today. I've been talking about mental health a lot in the last couple weeks, and so I want to share a different take, right? So really, as a society, we define mental health as the absence of mental illness, right? Mental illness are things that are going on that are preventing us from being functional in our life, right? Debilitating anxiety, depression, other disorders that disrupt our ability to be a normal functioning human being, right? So mental health is really all about our emotional experience in life, right? If we're thinking about things like anxiety, depression, and whatnot, right? Have you ever wondered why it's called mental health when describing an emotional experience? Think about it, right? Why isn't it just called emotional wellness? Guys, it's because our thoughts create our emotions, right? We know brain science that there's some electrical activity in the brain that's a thought that then creates a biochemical response in the body that is your emotions, right? And so it is your thoughts that are creating your emotional reality. Hence mental health, right? If you've got garbage can thoughts, dysfunction in the way your brain is working, you're going to have a crappy emotional experience. And everything we do in life is to feel a certain way or avoid feeling a certain way. So our emotions drive our behaviors, and our behavior creates our results in life, right? So mental illness is that inability to function properly, right? In terms of how society defines a fully functional human adult, right? So in that definition, mental health is normal functioning, right? You're getting up out of bed, you go to work, you take care of the kids. You might get angry or mad or sad or super excited, but it doesn't stop you from living your life, right? Maybe you'll have a few days where you're in a funk, but you can generally get yourself out of that and keep moving and show up for all your responsibilities in your world, right? I love to work with people who have that level of mental health, but know that they want and need more, right? Maybe there's occasional anxiety, occasional depression, things that really are because of lack of mental training rather than any sort of major dysfunction, right? And so I love to take people from a place of normal functioning to like mental excellence, right? High performance, not just getting the norm, but like really being intentional and creating the life that you really dream of, right? When you allow yourself to dream and create this vision of what's possible, that's what I do, right? I help people overcome the limiting beliefs, the fear, the self-doubt that naturally bubbles up because of the way our brain works, so that they can get to that space of mental excellence, that high performance, right? So really, the way you go from mental health at that baseline to mental excellence is becoming the leader of your thoughts, right? And sometimes people are like, wait, what? Mental, like, lead of your thoughts? You can be in charge of your brain, right? Like, we totally miss over misidentify with our thoughts, and we think that our thoughts are us, right? But you guys, we are a soul that has a meat suit. We're not a meat suit that has a soul. And just like our lungs cause us to breathe, our brain's job is to think thoughts, right? And if we were going to over-identify with a specific body function, it should be our breath, right? Because without breath, we ain't living. But for some reason, our brain has convinced us it's way more important. And so we over-identify with those thoughts, right? And if we're not in charge of those thoughts, if we're not being the leader of our brain, all that crap that your brain's kind of like a sponge, right? Like, and you started creating and absorbing all of these beliefs and thoughts and ideas when you were very young, before you were old enough to know any better, or to realize that you had the ability to question all that garbage, right? And our society throws a ton of messages at us, advertising. I mean, it's coming at us from every single direction, right? And unless you're super intentional, and have that awareness, all those habits of thinking, they just run on autopilot, right? And cause a lot of disruption in your life. So mental excellence is about training your brain, creating that space and becoming the observer of your thoughts, and deciding with intention, is this a thought that's going to get me what I want, right? So when you're the leader of your thoughts, you're going to feel what you want to feel more consistently, right? Because if your thoughts create your emotional experience, and you can create your thoughts with intention, you're going to spend more time feeling good. And when you feel you can create the emotion that drives the behavior you need to take, you're going to be more disciplined with your action, right? And it's those disciplined actions that are in alignment with that vision that you have for your life that creates that desired results, right? You're never going to up level without the right thinking that creates the emotional experience that drives the disciplined action that gets you to those desired results. So I truly believe that mental health is the best number one investment that you can make in your life. And it's either to get you to a place from mental illness to normal functioning mental health, or to go from a space of mental health, normal functioning, to mental excellence, where you're a high performer who can create anything that you can think of, anything you can dream of, right? And that's super exciting. So maybe shift the way you think about self-care, right? Because everything you do in life is filtered through that big, beautiful brain. And so investing in that big, beautiful brain is going to pay you immense results. So anyway, I am Dr. D. Franey with my Yes Life, and thank you so much for joining me today. Go be awesome.